Hi, folks. Coming to you live from Doffo Winery in Temecula. Had a great tasting here today. Fantastic wines, fun to drink. Great brunch house to have lunch at. And we are here in their barrel house with all their vintage motorbikes that you can come in and take a look at. It was a fantastic day here. Our server Melinda did a fantastic job on the wines. And I'm just more and more finding these Temecula vineyards are just fun to come out to enjoy an afternoon, maybe a couple of hours of having a meal, having some tasting with some of their just really smaller production wines that are just really delicious. I'm going to include in this some pictures of the brunch menu. We're going to include in that some of the different wines, and I'm going to follow up with this with actually a tasting at home with one of the wines that we purchased today. Again, it was a fabulous day here at Doffo, and looking forward to coming back and visiting again this location. Fun location. I encourage you to come out and enjoy it. Doffo Winery in Temecula. Hi, folks. Welcome to Vino Experienza with David Alexander. I wanted to continue to speak about the experience at Doffo Winery. Um, I think that what was really interesting about this was first time to visit this after many recommendations from different people. And, it's so interesting to see life's interconnections. Um, I'll tell you how that coincided a little bit with our family history, with the family history of the Dofos that do wine there in Temecula, and it was a great experience there. Went with my sister, my brother-in-law, my wife. We had lunch. They have a wonderful food truck experience, but with really good food. We had my wife and I had fish tacos and a cheeseburger, and I'll include some pictures of some of the food that we had while we were visiting the winery. Um, and then also just learned a little bit about the history from our server. Our server was fantastic. So really encourage you, go out there, try it. It's going to be more a little bit of an old world experience with the wines. Not so much the California more jammy wines. These are going to be a little bit more structured, a little bit more acidic level in it, which makes it a great food pairing wine. So definitely something I would definitely make a trip with the family out to Temecula, visit Dofo, have lunch. We actually were able to do our wine tasting while we had lunch, which was fantastic. It was really great, and that worked out great. Let me tell you a little bit of the history of the Dofo family. Marcello is or Marcello, the way we'd say it in Italy, is the founder of Dofo. His family is actually from Italy. Uh, sure enough, our connection, right? And his father immigrated from Italy back in the early 1900s to Argentina and had a family farm in Argentina. In fact, they were one of the first farms in Argentina to have a John Deere tractor on their farm. So it's very cool. I just love the story, the family story behind the wine. It's so fantastic. And so in the early childhood of Marcello, he immigrated to the U.S. to begin a new life. And in 1994, he made a trip to the old country to Turin, Italy. Again, Torino, where we lived for 6 years, my wife and I. Incredible little connection. He there visited his uncle and saw him making wine in his basement and said, "Oh, this is my life calling. I need to go back and do this." So he moved back, learned how to make wine, and then in 1997 he actually began his kind of winemaking experience, got an Orange County Award for a great wine that he had made. And about the same year, he actually bought a old cattle ranch in Temecula, planted a vineyard, and put on some varietals that are just he enjoyed. He embraces a lot the Malbec, going back to his early days in Argentina. Obviously, Malbec is a grape that originated in France and was shipped to Argentina during the phylloxera period, where they were worried about losing the vine. And so that grape is a key grape in Argentina. And so Marcello decided that he's going to feature Malbec in many of his wines. And that's what gives it kind of a real more earthiness, a little bit more acidic, definitely a spice note on it that's very, very interesting. So let's experience some wine here that we tasted at Doffo, and I wanted to bring to you. This one is called Salute. And bring the bottle forward here a little bit. Here we go. Very beautiful cover on that. Salute means hello, greetings, that type of thing. And this particular wine is 60% Petite Syrah, 40% Malbec, 14.3 ABV. I would say this is going to be one of those great food wines, something to have with maybe a burger or a steak. Let's enjoy this for a moment. I love Petite Syrah. I just think it's a grape. It's such a fantastic grape. It's so bold. And then the Malbec coming into it, again, brings that little bit of spiciness to it. It complements the Petite Syrah by adding some elements. The Petite Syrah is going to be that big, bold, fruity style. In fact, many of our cabs in California actually have portions of Petite Syrah in it to add a little bit more density, a little bit more color to the wine. And so you can just tell by looking at this, a beautiful color in that wine. It's a fantastic. Again, I'd pair that with a steak, pair that with a nice heavier meal. And if you enjoy drier wines, this would be a great wine for sipping, if that's your style. So anyway, thank you so much. Again, subscribe to our channel, share it with your friends. We're wanting to grow this, and I want more people to appreciate this lifestyle of wine and enjoying wine in your life. So thank you so very much for being with us, and see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.